Beware. Beware. This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Hey, good Wednesday morning. Election day was yesterday, and people, let me tell you what, how proud are we of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. We took a hit, people, but without us, there wouldn't have been a hit to take. Nobody was going to come after these rotten political bastards, the St. Clair County Democratic Culture of Corruption, but the Freedom Coalition of St. Clair County took them on. Now, we weren't successful, but we're by far not losers, people. We've exposed these son of a bitches. We've embarrassed these son of a bitches. We've humiliated these son of a bitches. We've disrespected these son of a bitches, and we cost them $3 million. So the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition bell has rung, people. And I want to thank all of our supporters. Roger Cook will be in. He wanted to come in and thank. He ran a hell of a campaign. People, they spent $2-3 million. You saw all the billboards. You saw all the hit pieces on me. But I want to thank the St. Clair County Democratic Culture of Corruption because, see, I'm in entertainment business. My ratings are up about 35%, and they were through the roof before. The hit piece on me in the Post-Dispatch saying they yanked me off the air. I think every brave military hero that's buried over Jefferson Barracks probably would come out of their grave to stop that. Those brave men died to give me the right to speak free. But we fought, people, we fought. We let them know that the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition is alive to stay. But Roger Cook, what a hell of a campaign he ran. Ran hard. He ought to be proud. Kern, this no good for nothing faggot boy, and he's a faggot boy today, tomorrow, and every day. And see, now, people, I don't have to be nice. See, I was nice because I didn't want to hurt Roger Cook, didn't want to hurt the rest of the people on the coalition ticket. You heard me before. I really didn't want to run. I wasn't going to take any money. I just didn't want them to have a free ride. And I tell you what, that ride wasn't free, people. That ride cost them $2 or $3 million. It cost them 9 months of headaches. But now, see, I'm like Martin Luther King. I'm free at last. I don't have to be nice. And what I got to say to my friends in East St. Louis, these asswipe black bastards, not the proud blacks, but the son of a bitch who took our money. See, we paid them to get out and get people out to vote, everything legal, to hire cars. They took our money and ran. And don't tell me it's not a racial thing. It is a racial thing. But before I go there, I want to congratulate LaToya Greenwood, my opponent. She won. I can't say fair and square, but she was relatively nice, and I was nice to her. I come after the culture of corruption. Of course, she didn't have to come after me. Mike Madigan, that asswipe son of a bitch, sent $800,000-$900,000 down, people, but that's okay. I've taken licks before, and I'll take them again, but I'll tell you what, I'll be in the fight till the day I die. These no good son of a bitches. And I gotta say, East St. Louis, I'm a decent guy. Give a damn about being a felon. Half you bastards down there are felons. But you voted for Kern after he disrespected you. But let me tell you this, that not the proud blacks, but the plantation Negroes of East St. Louis. Let another black boy need to be buried. Let there need to be turkeys and hams for the hungry at Christmas time that Bob Romanik has done year after year. Let it be hot and Bob Romanik bring fans down there when I wasn't running for nothing out of the kindness of my heart. And I'll tell you to kiss my white, hairy, stinky ass. You hear me? You get it from Kern, you son of a bitches. You take the money and run. And that's what the people in Belleville said. That's what Kern and all of them told their friends. Hey, they're going to take their money. The blacks are going to take their money because they're greedy. And you son of a bitches that took our money, you low-life people. This is a white man calling you black bastards no good son of a bitches. You hear me? And I'm not talking about the proud. I'm talking about you son of a bitches who took our money. But that's okay. See, Bob Romanik's going to eat good the rest of his life. You son of a bitches down there will eat good for a day or two. And that's going to be it. Then you're back on the plantation. What the hell's wrong with you people down there? What the hell's wrong? And they say it's not racial. The hell it's not. LaToya, I'm winning. LaToya gets 8,000 votes to my 2,000 in East St. Louis. Now, were they offended because I'm a felon? 2/3 of the population down there are felons. They weren't offended by that. They were offended by the color of my skin. And that kind of pisses me off. But that's okay. That's okay. It was a racial thing. Look at Trump. Trump wins, so the blacks in San Francisco, they riot. What the hell you mean? You riot because a white man won? 8 years ago, the black community, oh my God, we got to have a black president. Let me say, let there be another black man running this time and running against Trump, and everybody, the whites, say, we got to have a white president now. We'd be racist. Are you nuts? That racism goes both ways, people. And I'm tired. I honestly thought, and I'm not mad for me. I really didn't want to go to Springfield. You heard me. I wasn't going to take a salary. When I lost, you guys lost in the 114th Legislative District. But the plantation Negroes down in East St. Louis, they don't give a damn. They got their money for their muscatel and their snooks. Not the proud blacks. Let's take the proud blacks out of the equation. I'm talking about the plantation Negroes who sell out to these white bastards in Belleville. And you all know who you are. Let me tell you what, people. I hope a black kid doesn't need to be buried. I hope a black kid doesn't come up and say, I need $20 to live. I'm going to tell him, hey, then you better go to the funeral home because Bob Romanik is not going to be used and abused by you bastards down there. You hear me? And it's a shame because the proud blacks down there are going to lose. They're the ones going to lose. So you've got your black candidate down there. Anytime there's a vote, 9,000 to 2,000 below the hill. But you idiots down there, do you understand? You elected Kern again when you could have had a good man, Roger Cook. You elected Kern. He was nice to you for a month or so. Going to come down there and wave at you at the football game. Now that racist bastard's going to be back up in Belleville. So you idiots get what you deserve. You understand me? You stepping and fetching son of a bitches. Nothing like somebody taking your money and lying to you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. You son of a bitches down there aren't going to do anything but grab a few bucks at election time. And you don't deserve any more. And please keep the proud blacks out of this because there's a lot of proud blacks down there that are suffering because of the plantation Negroes. Unbelievable. But I want to also congratulate Kurt Prenzler. He's been on the air with me several times. His asswipe opponent, Alan Dunstan. Oh, he was on Bob Romanik's show. He's no good. Well, apparently the people in Madison County, and we've got a great listening audience up in Madison County, they must have liked Kurt coming on the show because Kurt Prenzler is the new Madison County chairman. He's a Republican, people. And they tell me that there's 5 or 6 Republican, one for the county board. So Madison County has turned Republican. So you'll see a lot of great things happening. Now, Kern, on the other hand, promised all this crap. I want to see the East St. Louis be developed. You know that's not going to happen. Nothing's going to happen at the airport. But see, people of the outer county, you got to be pissed because East St. Louis, below the hill, the plantation Negroes that are on the plantation of Sprague and Kern, they screw it up for the rest of the county. So when I told you before how East St. Louis goes is how this county goes in more ways than one, you know I was right. But again, I want to thank. It was humbling, the support. Actually got 40. Didn't do much in East St. Louis because, see, I'm not on the plantation and I's not black, so I didn't do so good down in East St. Louis. So to say it's not a racial thing is a damn lie. When 97% of the black community vote for Obama 4 years ago, 8 years ago, that wasn't racial. The hell it wasn't. And I want to know, how come a white guy can be a racist but a black person can't? That's bull crap. I've changed my attitude towards the plantation Negroes. I used to just dislike them. Now I disdain them. Not for what they did to us, but what they did for the proud black community. Another 4 years of that corruption. And if nobody likes it, don't listen. If you want to listen, kiss my ass if you don't like it. You understand me? But I do want to thank everybody. Hell, actually, for being a no-good son of a bitch, Catherine Rocco does 41%. I do 43%. And we're winning until we go down below the hill. Below the hill. They can blow me below the hill if you know what I mean, and I think you do. Isn't it amazing, people, how year after year in St. Clair County the same crap happens? See, I'm tired of it. See, I'm Martin Luther King. I'm the white Martin Luther King. Free, free, free at last. I don't have to kiss nobody's ass. I don't have to be nice. I don't want to be nice. On the phone here, our friend, a stand-up gentleman, a man of the people of Madison County, the new Madison County Chairman, Mr. Kurt Prenzler. Mr. Prenzler, it's an honor to have you with us today, sir.
Thank you, Bob. I've enjoyed being on your show, and I just want to thank you for everything you're doing. And then also, I just want to thank many listeners. I know you have many, many listeners in Madison County, and if among those listeners, if they supported me, I certainly appreciate their support. And if they didn't, well, I'm going to do the best job I can do for them anyway. And yeah, we had, Bob, we had in Madison County, we have 29 county board members. And we actually increased the number of county board member Republicans from 10 to 15. So that is a majority then of 15. And that's, but you know, you have to judge everyone by what they do, party labels aside. I've learned that. I was never worked one day for the government before I was elected in 2010. And so I've learned that you really have to look at the person rather than the party label. And I think that's been pretty consistent with your approach also.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, we're pleased. And I would ask for your listeners, I would ask for their prayers. And as I go forward, because it's not easy. I don't claim to be perfect. And but I do really, I'm inspired by, I think the technology we have today, the internet, I think, you know, obviously the radio, the print, but what we see is we see new voices in the media today. Bob, you're one of those voices. We see new voices on the internet, and I think with what Donald Trump did, I mean, I think some of the mainstream media was very, very unfair. Yeah. And so I think today, I think we have the opportunity with different forms of media to speak to the people, and that's a positive thing. And you know, we don't. Our system here in this country is not perfect, but it's it works better when we all get involved. And I know that's what you're trying to promote. And so you know, some people get despondent and they think, oh well, you know, it never can change, but you know, you need to keep working at it. I mean, I lost an election in 2006 when I first popped up and started to point some things out, and so it's not easy.
Kurt, I got to give you credit. You actually started before I did. We call ourselves the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. I don't think you had a label, but you started that movement when you ran in 2006. The people understood you, and you by far was never a loser. You just didn't win that election, but you persevered. You come back, and I think you're the one that we all need to thank you for in the St. Clair Madison area. You started the movement, not a Democratic movement, not a Republican movement, but a movement for the people, to bring it back to the people. And you are, Mr. Kurt Prenzler, a true public servant. And you said you're not perfect, but you're the perfect warrior for Madison County, because you've showed that culture of corruption up there, that you can get elected, that the people want you, the people want good government. And with Mr. Kurt Prenzler as the Madison County chairman, they're going to get good government, Kurt. And I want to thank you, and I want to salute you, and I wish you the best. And I know you'll take Madison County forward for the next 4 years and probably years to come. And the people of Madison County are very lucky to have a public servant like you leading them.
Well, thank you, Bob, and I look forward to, I don't like to tie myself down with schedules or anything, but I look forward to coming on at later points and continuing to be on your show.
And you know what, Kurt, you're going to be on, because I know you're a decent Christian. When I talk, you were cringing here, but you're going to come through and talk with the Grim Reaper because you want to be transparent for the people of Madison County. You know the listenership and people. He's not coming on to support or endorse me. He's coming on out of respect for you people. And I appreciate that, Kurt, that you had the guts to come on, take the little ridicule, but I think it did you a lot better to be transparent with the people because they know you were a man and you come on to talk to them.
Well, thank you, Bob. And again, thank you to all your listeners.
Mr. Kurt Prenzler, the new Madison County Board Chairman, we wish you the best, sir. Madison County, you guys got a winner up there, and you worked with Kurt Prenzler, and I'm sure he'll work with you. Boy, what a great day in Madison County, and it could have been just the greatest day in St. Clair County, but we can't do it because, see, the stealing, the buying of the votes, the bringing down $2 or $3 million, it's hard. It's hard for an organization to beat an entrenched organization of 40 years. I'm proud of our St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. I know Roger Cook is proud, and he's coming in because he, like Kurt, wanted to thank the good people because Roger put on a hell of a fight, but $2.5 million, you can't. And they said, how much money's Bob Romanik? Bob Romanik didn't donate a penny to him. My money was down in East St. Louis with those thieves and those bastards. Roger Cook had $2,000, $3,000 as opposed to $2 million. What the hell you think's going to happen? Roger's going to come in with his head up high. The people of St. Clair County, it's your loss, people. It's not our loss because we fought the fight. Next time, it'll be different because we're going to continue the fight. We're not going to let up on these son of a bitches because, again, we never were a political party. We're a patriotic movement. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Roger Cook will be coming in. And as always, don't hold anything that I say against Roger Cook. I'm tired of people saying, oh, you heard it on Bob Romanik's. They can all kiss my ass. You people, do you understand that the people that come on this show are men? They're not supporting me. They're respecting you by giving you the transparency that you deserve. So don't let these asswipe bastards, because somebody comes on my show, well, you know what? That guy went in Walgreens, and yesterday a guy killed somebody in Walgreens, so now this guy's bad because he walked in Walgreens. What's wrong with these people? You know what's wrong with you? You people are stupid out there that believe that crap. You people are stupid that won't stand for what you believe in, because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Let's take a break with this crap. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and stick around in the weeks to come because it's going to get worse, I guarantee you. And we are radical because of the brave military heroes, and for that, we're proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, bi-state voice of faggot boy, Kern, faggot boy. Now get me off the air, faggot boy. You're going to have to drag me out of here to get me off the air, you rotten bastard. This is America. You understand me? You ass-white bastard, you St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption. You faggot, Kern, faggot boy. Now, how many more times can I say that, Kern? And everybody knows what I'm talking about, I'm sure. Radical radio. Well, not all the time. Only when I'm on the air. But seriously, we are proud. Proud to live in this great country. Even though we've got ass-wipe son of a bitches running it, we're proud to live here. And we're proud of all of our veterans. And we're very, very proud to be the Patriot. You know, if you people listen to me, I'm the Grim Reaper. There ain't nothing good coming out of that. And if you don't like what I say, don't be an idiot. Just shut off the damn radio. I don't come to your house, break in your house at night, and super glue the knob to 1190 or 1430. So if you don't want to listen to me, but don't be crying. This is America, people. We've got rights here. See, I've got rights, too. You ignorant bastards out there, the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption, they try to screw with me all the time, but they know they can't win. They believe in rights as long as it's their rights. Tell you what, we've embarrassed you bastards. We've insulted you. We've disrespected you. We've humiliated you. And to me, that's a victory. That's a victory. But in passing, I want to thank again my opponents for all the hit pieces. They spend $1 zillion. People, they had 3 hit pieces out on me the last day. And I'm poor white trash from the housing projects. But I also want to thank them for my ratings. People started Googling me, find out who this guy said, man, I thought you were Al Capone. I saw so many hit pieces. He said, I listen to your radio show and I love it. See, people love it because, see, people, I'm you and you're me. We're just pissed off people. I'm speaking for all of us. Black, white, men, women, Democrats, and Republicans. I'm not speaking for the plantation Negroes. You greasy bastards. What? You black, no-count, good-for-nothing bastards. You thieving son of a bitches. Roger Cook just pulled up. He'll be coming in momentarily. So, again, don't hold what I say. Roger Cook's a decent guy. He should have been your county chairman. He didn't lose. He fought the fight. You good people lost. But it's amazing, and I'll discuss it with Roger, how East St. Louis controls everything. And they got nothing. You idiots down there, you got nothing. You control who the county board chairman is. You control who's who. But you got nothing. That shows your stupidity. And I don't mean the proud blacks because they weren't part of it. I mean you lousy, lying, conniving, thieving, no-count, good-for-nothing black bastards. And it's a white guy saying that. And if you were white, I'd say white bastards. But I tell you, the whites aren't like the blacks down there. Because the blacks down there, they're desperate. They got to have some money because the stupid white bastards they put in office keep them on the plantation. So you guys are complete idiots. Let's take this caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hey, Bob. How's it going?
Fine, sir.
Hey, this is Nick Kimmel.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I'd like to just thank you and the Freedom Coalition for everything that you guys have done. It's a damn shame none of you guys got elected like was supposed to happen. And I'm all for you on everything that's happened. No sweet cakes Kern can kiss every man's ass.
No. Take that. It's not sweet cakes.
Sweet cakes?
No, it's not sweet cakes anymore.
What? Oh, it's not?
No, it's faggot boy.
Oh, it's faggot boy? Okay.
Faggot boy
can kiss every white man's ass.
No, don't say that, Nick, because he may want to do that. He may want to flip you around and kiss something else. But go ahead, buddy.
Hey, what the hell happened on the whole 9 yards?
Yeah, it is, Nick. But, hey, listen, let me tell you, we appreciate your support. The St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, we're not a political party. We're a patriotic movement. This patriotic movement's going to go on and on and on. We're going to be like a thorn in their side. But, Nick, don't you understand, and you've been listening to me, those idiots down in East St. Louis, they control the county, and they give the stick to the guys in Belleville, the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption, and then the guys up in Belleville beat these ignorant black bastards with it. What the hell's wrong with them down there?
Exactly. They all need to go back down to Louisiana, Mississippi, and start working on a cotton plantation where they came from.
Well, now that's your words, and see, I'm not going to stop him from saying those. He can say whatever the hell he wants. Now, I don't know if I totally agree with you, Nick, but you got every right to say that, buddy. And see, that's the problem. If a white man says something, he's a racist. A black man can say anything he wants. The blacks are rioting in San Francisco last night because Donald Trump got elected. What kind of mentality is that with the blacks? Because they don't like somebody, or there's a jury trial and the man's found not guilty and they're going to tear up everything? You know, that's more black than white, and that's not a racial statement. That's a real statement. But, Nick, you got every right to say what you want. I'm giving you the final word, buddy.
All righty. Well, yeah, like I said, I appreciate it, and it pisses me off a little bit that everything, how it happened, but I'd like to give everybody in the Freedom Coalition a big thanks for doing what they did, and hopefully it keeps on, like you said, keep pressing on and making everything better in life.
Nick, thank you very much. We appreciate that. The Freedom Coalition is here to stay. We've got so many people involved in the coalition, but when you've got them stealing down there in East St. Louis, and you've got them buying votes down there in East St. Louis, that Joanne Reed, all the crap that they've seen her with passing out money, I was told, it's alleged at this time. Nothing's happening because she's part of that culture of corruption. Now, if you go a black-white area and it's totally or primarily white, and there's a black man against a white man, and a white man gets 90% of the vote, every black would be bitching, it's racist, it's racist. Yeah, you're right, it is racist. And what happens down in East St. Louis is racist, too. And I'm probably the only white, stupid son of a bitch that'll confront everybody, but see, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if you're black. I don't give a damn if you're white. Now, here's damn Alonzo. Let's get this idiot on the phone, because I know he's going to be an idiot. Go ahead. Go ahead, Alonzo. What the hell's going on?
Hey, good morning, Bob.
You ready? Go ahead.
How you doing this morning, Bob?
Not worth a damn. Are you a proud black man?
Nah, man.
Come on. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you. Them black bastards down there took our money and stole it. They put the plantation owners back on top, and now they're black on the plantation. Are they that stupid down there, Alonzo? Yes or no?
Hey, Bob, I tried to tell you, man. I tried to tell you. What I called to say this morning, I can't, but, everybody out there know me and Bob don't get along politically. But this is my Uncle Bob. And I can't believe what you black bastards did with Uncle Bob's money. Bob, I just can't believe it, man. See, I stopped being black a long time ago, man. And for that caller who just called, I'm not from Louisiana, you son of a bitch. It's Alabama.
Okay. Hey, Lonnie, on a serious note, and I'm serious, buddy, and you are an intelligent man. I know you like to give me crap, and I give it back. And you are a proud black man. When are those people in East St. Louis ever going to understand that after 50 years, they've got nothing and they're going to continue to get nothing? They grabbed our money, and I don't care that we didn't win down there, but I care that they lied. I care that they're not men of their word. When is it ever going to change down there, Alonzo, or is it we just give up on East St. Louis like the Democrats have for the last 50 years?
You really want the truth?
Yeah.
Well, Bob, I'm from East St. Louis. I left a long time ago, man. I hate to be the one to tell you, man. It's going to stay the same.
Yeah, and ain't it a shame? Because there's some proud black people down there, Alonzo. And they're only down there, the proud blacks are only down there because they can't go anyplace else. It's all them stepping and fetching Negroes. And I say that with all due disrespect, all the disrespect that I can muster up, because I have no respect for the plantation Negroes. A lot of respect for the proud blacks down there working hard. They ought to be ashamed of these plantation Negroes. I'm about ready to call them something else, Alonzo, but hey, I'll give you the last word. When are the white and black community ever going to come together and quit playing this race card? On both ends, Alonzo, on both ends.
Hey, let me say this. It's a lot of good, proud people in East St. Louis. Majority of the blacks are proud. They're being misled, and they don't know it. That's the problem. They're being misled. Sometimes you become conditioned. Condition is a dangerous thing, man. And so That's all they know. So, you got politicians down there that mislead them, and you wonder why so many people have left.
Right. I agree with you. I agree. Isn't it a shame, though, Alonzo? It's a shame. Here, but here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm jaded after this. I've buried black kids down there, and I cried. I give $25,000 last year for Christmas so those people could eat, those proud people could eat. I put fans. This is all the crap before I ever thought about running because it was out of my heart. Now, my heart stopped for the black community. I don't give a damn if they need $1 to save somebody down there. They can go get it from Kern because this well is run dry because I'm tired. I'm not going to be disrespected. I'm not going to be abused by black or white. And I got to tell you, Alonzo, the poor black community down there is suffering and going to suffer more than I am. But that's the way it's going to be. So, Alonzo, thank you very much. We got another caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hi, Bob. This is Jill Robinson. How are you doing?
Hey, Jill. How you doing, honey?
I'm doing good. Yesterday, I went back to the polls, and if there was no corruption in St. Clair County, they were going to make me sign an affidavit yesterday. And once I kicked up a fit, they were so willing to tear it up and give me a ballot.
Yeah.
Because I raised a fit.
Well, you know what, Jill? A lot of people went, and the machines were screwed up, and other than sounding stupid and looking stupid, they just walked out. I mean, Holbrook knew what was going on. There was the machines broke down in O'Fallon. People left, didn't come back. But see, that's the way St. Clair County is, Jill, and I know it happened to you, but you fought it. But most people won't fight it. They just walk out of the polls or say, hey, I waited here an hour. The machine's broke. I got to go to work. I'm not coming back. Holbrook and the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption, they knew what they were doing from day one. We knew we had an uphill battle. But again, we've exposed them, humiliated them. The people of St. Clair.
And yesterday when they were willing to tear up an affidavit, I knew if this was going on in Belleville, I knew it was going on in East St. Louis. I called the news stations. And when I said your name at the polls, their attitude towards me changed in a big way because I know and they know, you know what's going on in this county. Yeah. And everybody's blind to it, and it's ridiculous. They need to drain that swamp in the courthouse and get rid of it.
Jill, thank you very much. And you're right. They can come after me, and I will tell you once again, St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption. I drive around in my clown car every day. I'm not afraid of you rotten bastards. Now, I know you've got everybody else intimidated, but you can come and get me at any time. And you good people in East St. Louis, you better get your asses out because those black stealing bastards down there that sell out to these white pieces of crap, these white political pieces of crap, it's never going to get better. I didn't lose for state representative. You good people in East St. Louis, let LaToya Greenwood go up there, vote for a 30% raise on your gas tax, an extra 50% raise on your license fees. She's going to bobblehead for Madigan. She owes him to the tune of $800,000-$900,000. So I didn't lose people because I've got a lot of money. I'm going to eat good the rest of my life. Are you? With me, who just walked in, a man that can walk with his head very, very high, and he's a proud man. He should have been, and if it would have been a clear and fair and honest election, would have been your new St. Clair County Board Chairman, Mr. Roger Cook. Roger, how the hell you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Bob. I woke up this morning, and guess what? I'm still Roger Cook.
Yes, you are. And you know what? You're not only Roger Cook, you're a man. You stood tall as a man this whole election, and you're going to continue to stand tall. Those ass-white bastards up there, they got to be embarrassed.
Well, as you well know, I'm very proud of who I am and where I came from, and that'll never change. You can't rewrite history. What I've told the people is the truth, and that's that. But I can tell you I am extremely disappointed and very thankful for the Freedom Coalition, all of our volunteers throughout this last couple years. And I couldn't be more thankful and appreciative of all the hard work everybody put in to bring honest, open government back to the county. We weren't successful because they do what they do, and we did our best to stop it. We fought on every front we seen. We got out and walked, met wonderful people throughout the county. I know the county was ready for change, and unfortunately, what happened down in East St. Louis was a very big surprise, but it wasn't the first time we've been surprised down there.
You know what, Roger, and this is Bob Romanik, not Roger Cook. Roger, I talk to the guys up here in Belleville, guys that are with Kern that don't like him, and I won't use the N word like Kern's people does. Them N's, you watch out. because they're no good. They're going to take your money and run. And I said, no, these guys give us their word that they want to fight the culture of corruption. They give us their word. And those black man's word I thought was good enough. But you rotten bastard, it wasn't. So it's not on us. It's on you thieving son of a bitches. But, Roger, we talked off the air yesterday, and we were talking, and I like what you said when you said, Bob, I'm just proud to be part of St. Clair County. I'm proud to represent the people I represent. And I think if everybody in St. Clair County came together, there'd be a lot more people supporting you than not. But with that crap in East St. Louis, when we get, when they get 80% of the vote, something's not right. Something's not right.
Well, as you well know, running for public office, and if you do it right, it's a nonstop thing, 7 days a week. And you don't see your grandchildren. You don't see your wife. You don't see your kids. And it's tough.
Yeah.
So the result here is simply this. For Roger Cook, I benefit from this because now I get to do all that again.
Yeah.
I get to enjoy life. I'll still be out here supporting and fighting when I see something that needs to be done. But I'm fine. I know there's a lot of people out there that have texted me. I can't get back with y'all.
Right.
Hey, I'm fine. I said, the last day we campaigned right before Election Day, and I went nonstop all day, knocked on doors, put up signs, met people. And I ran through the finish line. I did everything. I have no regrets. And for that, I'm very thankful for all our supporters, all our friends. I'm so proud of the candidates. And I'm so thankful to you, Bob Romanik, for the voice of radio. You made a difference. You've woken up many people in this county.
Well, here,
and
Roger,
that's going to continue.
Let me interject this. You and Carl Officer, who's going to be coming in momentarily also, you guys started the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. That's a patriotic movement. It doesn't have the guy say, what are you going to do now? We're going to keep fighting, but now we can fight even harder because when you're running for office, you got to be a little bit politically correct. See, because you heard me the last month or so. I didn't get real crazy. Now you ain't heard nothing yet. But we had to back off a little bit. But now when we see corruption, it's not going to be a political thing. It's going to be a patriotic movement to stop this corruption for Democrats, Republican, men, women, black and white. So I believe now our work can even be stronger with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition that the election's over.
You're absolutely correct. There's probably a lot of young listeners out there, a lot younger than you and I.
Well,
and it's time.
Anybody's younger than you and I.
And it's time that they got involved. People like my son's age.
Right.
I think Dallas is 31, and Dallas is a fighter, fights for the people, makes decisions based on what's best for we the people, not a party, and that's what we need. So if you're out there and you're listening to this show, get involved. Get up here, meet us, and let's put together a stronger, bigger freedom coalition and something, because your future depends on it. I'll be 60 years old in a few days, and I fought the fight because it was in my heart, my soul. I know what's right. I know what's wrong. And there's a lot of you out there that don't know how to get involved. Well, this is where you can come.
Roger, we got that. We played the one promo. It says he lost for Congress, failed business, lost for vice president, lost for Senate. But the man was persistent. He was not a loser, and that was Abe Lincoln. Just because we lose a round don't mean the fight's over, because it's a 10-round fight, and we're only in about the second or third round. We got a lot of fight left in us. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Stick around, Roger. We got Carl Officer coming in, and we'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM. Simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and you are as always, and we are proud to be the Patriot. Well, I hear now, and I don't know if this is true, but I hear that Ron Dupert won for judge. Now, no longer will you get screwed and have regular sex at the courthouse when you go up there. You'll have oral sex. But I say, and I believe Judge Dupert, isn't it amazing? This guy gets charged with groping and trying to have oral sex with a young black man. Black guy gets on the YouTube and he's crying. And that's who you people put in as a judge? So no longer will you get screwed at the courthouse. Judge Dupert, well, not for the white folks, because he's like my uncle at Thanksgiving. He always wanted the dark meat, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. Dupert, you ass-wipe idiot, you and that crappy bunch of crap out there in O'Fallon, Mary Turdman, Doug Jamison. See, people, we were fighting the Democrats and the Republicans. The Republicans were against us because we didn't want to beef for Doug Jamison, who was charged with domestic violence for not paying $100,000 of child support to his son. Now, that really pisses me off. You take care of your children and your animals, you rotten bastard. A couple DUIs, no big deal. But that's what the O'Fallon Democrats, that's what they want. And you know who else was a big part of that group? I'm going to have to start calling him Blowjob Dupert. Judge Blowjob Dupert. Now, how embarrassing is that to have a judge in the 20th Judicial Circuit that has the, what should I say, the sexual tastes, if you know what I mean, and I think you do, is Ron Dupert. He'll be I can't even go there. Hey, Carl Officer just walked in. Carl Officer's a Christian. I know he's cringing when I'm talking, but hey, that's okay. He's got every right to cringe, and I got every right to talk. Mr. Carl Officer, hey, we're proud of you. Did a great job. Great campaigner. But I'll tell you, Carl, those ass-wipe, rotten, no-count, good-for-nothing, stealing bastards in East St. Louis, not the proud blacks, but the plantation Negroes that are sold out to the white boys in Belleville. What the hell's wrong, Carl?
Good morning, Bob. How you doing?
Yeah.
Well, Bob, it was a long night last night. And I best can describe this as that it's one of those situations where you've got some people who don't care about tomorrow. You've got some people who don't really care about themselves in terms of having any pride or dignity. And even worse, they don't care about their neighbors either. And it seems to me that we got 2,000 plus votes somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right, not in East St. Louis.
In East St. Louis. But it's not just East St. Louis. It was, Cahokia. It was Centerville.
It's a black, I'm going to tell you, Merritt's a black area.
It was a predominantly black area. And I believe that there were some persons who are just programmed to vote a straight Democratic ticket. I heard that a lot.
Well, yeah, no, the program ticket, the ticket with the money. Now, it's not, they don't just vote Democrat to vote Democrat. They get a quick fix for a one day.
Well, that's part of it. But the overwhelming majority is what you just got to speaking of, is that they're paid to vote. And they don't seem to understand. Today is November the 9th. These men and women who did that will have nothing until 2 years from now when the county runs again. They won't get any jobs. They won't get any services. They won't have any self-respect. And they're going to wait till the next 2-year election. The other crazy part about it, Bob, is that, because I've lived in East St. Louis all my life, I know this stuff. They're going to be fighting now for the school board. They're going to be fighting for the township. They're going to be fighting for some city council seats in all those communities, from Brooklyn to Allerton to Cahokia to Lovejoy. And here's the crazy part about it. The people who will suffer the most will be those citizens who can't leave, who are paying high taxes, who will not get any services from St. Clair County. They will see their tax dollars squandered at the airport and other places. And they're going to be stuck with the leadership or lack of leadership with some scoundrels who all they care about is getting a few pennies and lying. And, you know, it is what it is. But I heard you make a reference that if somebody dies and they want some money, well, they got to have some money to come to my funeral home. I don't bury anybody free. But I want to tell you, I am so proud of the men and women like Roger and yourself and all of the volunteers and all the other candidates, and men like the mayor of Freeburg, the mayor of Caseyville, folks out in Summerfield, people in New Athens.
Mayor, let me cut you short. The Republicans carried the Caseyville Democratic Chairman's precinct.
Yeah.
We carried it, but we can't carry down in East St. Louis because, see, up there they don't take $4 for a vote, but down there in East St. Louis and Cahokia and Centerville, they do.
If I had the time, I could tell you some horror stories. I can't believe some of my neighbors who I've known for all my life. People ask me for $2,000 for this and ask me for this and that. You know, nobody asked me for a penny in Freeburg. Nobody asked me for any money in Belleville.
Right. Nobody
asked me any money in O'Fallon or Lebanon. But when it came to the black community, and this is a black guy saying this, the only way that and my opponent was black.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I'm the only guy who ran against a black. Well, there was no racial situation in my race. This whole thing came down to money. At the end of the day, you had handkerchief head opportunities promoted by persons who don't want to work for a living. They want to lie, shuck and jive, and take something from white people, whether it was your money or Kern's money. And I've got no reason to disavow. I heard a lot of things early this morning. They spend an awful lot of money.
More than they've spent in the last 20 years.
No question. But the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition gave the people of St. Clair County an opportunity to have some bondage removed from them. We gave them, I'm so proud of the men and women who work for the coalition and those who were a part of. And the last thing I'll say is that every listener that is here today, that's listening to you today, they still are members of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, because you don't have to have a card. You don't have to pay any dues. What you have to do is you have to feel free in your heart. And if you're free in your heart, no amount of political bondage can shackle your spirit, can shackle your mind. And, I'm proud to see you and Roger and myself with our heads held high. We were proud of what we did. We were noble and just in what we did. We just didn't win the election.
Well, Mayor, it's not like it's a wrestling match where we didn't prepare. It's always up to the people. And I would say, and I'd be a little more gracious if it was a fair, impartial election. I'd be more gracious if it had been done right, but it wasn't. But anyway, the candidates have won
the election.
Yeah, they have. The people have spoken, and I got to tell you, you plantation Negroes with your hands out, don't come to Bob Romanik, because what I'll give you in your hand is a piece of crap. And that's all you deserve. And after saying that, Roger Cook, I'm going to give you the last word for the good people. You led our ticket. You did a great job. You and Carl were great leaders and still are great leaders of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. We're going to go on and on. We're going to expose these son of a bitches on the radio all over every day. We'll give you the last word.
Well, thank you, Bob. And it was great to see Carl this morning. And just a big thank you to all the people of St. Clair County. You were part of the fight to bring honest, open government back to we the people, and we truly appreciate your vote. And this isn't over. There'll be more people to come. There'll be a Freedom Coalition, and there's a next time. So there's a good fighter never gives up. So thank you so much, Bob, for the voice on this radio.
Mr. Roger Cook, Mr. Carl Officer, I tell you, people, I told you many times, I was a crap candidate. I just ran so they'd have opposition. You lost. The people of St. Clair County lost when you didn't elect Roger Cook and Carl Officer and the rest of our ticket. But, hey, sometimes you make mistakes and you suffer through them. You're still good people. We all make mistakes. Some people make a lot more than others, but that's the way it is. Hey, election's over. The St. Clair County Freedom Coalition is on the move. We're going to stop this culture of corruption one way or the other. We're going to expose it day in and day out. We're going to ridicule these. We can't ridicule them anymore. We can't embarrass them anymore. We can't disrespect them anymore. These guys walk with their heads down. They know what they are. We know what they are. But let's continue, people. Let's continue the fight because we've just begun. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state. Bi-state, you hear me, faggot boy Kern, it ain't bisexual, it's bi-state. Boy, clean your ears out. I don't know what's in there, but I believe somebody poked something in there with something in their midsection, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. Radical Radio. And we are always proud of our military, proud of our country, not our politicians. We're proud of the people who made this country great, not the ones destroying us. And because of that, we are very proud and stand tall to be the patriot. And let me say in closing, let's continue to unite, to expose, and to wipe these son of a bitches off the face of the political earth. Just because they got elected, people, don't mean we can't aggravate them. Don't mean we can't expose them. Don't mean they won't go to jail. Because, see, with the new president, there's going to be a new U.S. attorney who's going to be a Republican. I don't think there'll be any more protection. Maybe Kern and Sprague will go down to Florida. Maybe because of Donald Trump, we'll have fair, honest government in St. Clair County. But until then, let's continue to unite to expose these ass-wide, political, no-count, good-for-nothing, bottom-feeding, parasitical, perverted, you hear me, Tom Holbrook, perverted punks that we call politicians. And let's continue, because one day and every day is a new day. One day we will destroy them once and for all. And we're on the right track. Destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.